Late breaking in the morning, a live look to the scene. A car flattened, the two people inside dead. The reason, it's unclear what caused the wreck.
Also late breaking this morning, police investigating two crimes in the same place, one right after the other. How the victims are doing this morning.
And justice for a deputy. That's what prosecutors are pushing for today. What's happening in the courtroom of the trial? It's all coming up right now.
Oklahoma's home for live local late-breaking coverage. Eyewitness News 5 in the morning starts right now.
Good Wednesday morning, Oklahoma. I'm Wendell Edwards.
And I'm Maggie Stokes. Made it halfway through the week at 6 o'clock. We can do it, right? Well, I just got back from vacation, so I know I can. Let's head over and get a check of your weather now.
Poor Maggie, day 2. So tough.
I know, already looking to Friday, right?
Yeah, why not? You know, this is a fun time of year, right? You're spending it with your family. I hope you are. And enjoying the Christmas lights and the Christmas feel now to the air. Got temperatures in the 30s, 34 in Enid, 32 Stillwater, Oklahoma City, 41 degrees. So it is a little bit cooler. Some neighborhoods a little colder than what we're seeing at the airport in Oklahoma City because of the calmer winds, clear skies, dry air, and then all sun throughout the day. A couple of clouds trying to move in later on this afternoon. Shouldn't murk up our sky too much. A lovely day in the 60s, 63 at 5 o'clock. Coming up, we are featuring some winter-like weather coming in this weekend. Your weather on the 5s will outline it more throughout the entire morning. I'll send it back to you, Maggie Wendell, at the desk.
Okay, thanks, Brad. Late breaking news now this morning. A car found flattened along a metro road. Inside, 2 people dead. And
investigators want to know what caused this deadly crash. We have KOCO's Dan Thomas on the scene near Waterloo and Western. Dan, what roads are closed?
Well, guys, right now, Western is closed between Waterloo and Charter Oaks. If you take this way on your way to work, your morning commute, you definitely want to find another way to go, because I just spoke to an officer out here. He says they're going to have this road closed for a while. They can't even tow the car. It's so badly damaged. They're going to have to call in another wrecker here, guys. We're talking about a single car accident. And you see right behind me here, they have both lanes of Western closed. I wanted to show you this road so you can kind of get an idea of how this might happen. Now, OHP is still doing their investigation, but obviously this is a very steep embankment here alongside the road. It appears that the car flipped. It landed on its roof. And if not from that car, then perhaps maybe from another kind of accident. You see bits and pieces of bumper here alongside the road. Again, OHP still investigating. Right now, we know 2 people died in that crash, only involving just that one single car. We can actually see OHP spokesman Betsy Randolph. She's up there on the scene. We do expect to get more information from her really any minute. Reporting live in Logan County, Dan Thomas, KOCO Eyewitness News 5.
Okay, thank you, Dan. We'll check back in with you in just a bit. Also, late breaking this morning, a woman shot inside a room at an inn, now fighting for her life.
A man's recovering, too, after being beat up just moments later at the same motel. This all happened at the Drovers Inn in southeast Oklahoma City. Police don't think the 2 crimes are connected, but police say the violence started when a man fired a shot from this parking lot. A bullet hit a woman inside one of the rooms. That suspect is someone loose, and the last check, she was in critical condition. Tulsa University just fired its athletic director, all for his alleged involvement in an illegal gambling operation. Investigators say this man, Ross Parmley, on the left side of your screen, was a client of Teddy Mitchell, the guy on the right. Tulsa University says Parmley's termination is effective immediately. Mitchell is under investigation for running high-stake poker games from his northwest Oklahoma City home. Authorities are also investigating Mitchell's connection to the murder of his wife, Julie Mitchell.
Today, we could hear more testimony in the trial of an Oklahoma County deputy shooting. Major John Waldenville, the deputy who was shot and robbed outside Cattleman's Steakhouse. It happened while the major was working an off-duty security job in 2011. Investigators say Waldenville was walking to the bank with 2 bags containing $6,000 cash when he was ambushed by 2 men, Christopher Baker and Keontae Prince. Law enforcement filled the courtroom Tuesday to show support for Waldenville, who did not attend and is still recovering.
We really preach family. The sheriff's office is a family. And so we had a family member who went down in the line of duty.
Christopher Baker pled not guilty. Keontae Prince is expected at a trial at a later date. Today, some Oklahoma students are set to graduate, but they've had a unique education. The students are graduating from the CCA Davis Correctional Facility. It's in Cushing. The 25 students have earned their GED while at the facility. The facility's educators say it is a great start to getting on the right path. Congratulations.
This morning, the death toll in the Philippines now at 200. And unfortunately climbing. Is all because of a typhoon there. Take a look at new video from the storm overnight while you were sleeping. The typhoon sparked flash floods and massive landslides in the southern region. A government spokesperson says they don't have a complete count of how many people are still missing. Again, this is a typhoon. See all that damage going on in the Philippines.
All right, right now it's 6:05. Time for weather on the 5s over in the Weather Center with Mr. Brad Souter talking about this crazy December weather we've been seeing.
Crazy, up and down, you know. This can be wild this time of year. This has been exceptionally wild. We started off with the warmest December ever in Oklahoma City.
It is nuts.
But it's going to change. Some colder weather coming in. This morning it's chilly, feeling a little bit more like December. 41 right now in the city, in at about 34 degrees. Today we've got temperatures that'll be pleasant. Take you hour by hour. The next 6 hours on your screen. 9 a.m. about 46 by 11:55 by noon. There's that critical 60. Enjoy that. It's going to be nice. Winds will be light. 6 more hours of weather through the afternoon. Maybe you have a round of golf. Lucky you. It's 2 o'clock, about 65. The drive home at 5 as the sun sets, 58 degrees. Across the state of Oklahoma today, 67 in Stillwater. Woodward about 67. Just light winds. Southeast 10 miles per hour. Pretty uneventful weather for now. But you know what? Coming up here at 6:15, we've got something a little more interesting for you. A little wintry weather coming in this weekend. I've got all the details on that in just a bit. Maggie?
All right, thank you, Brad. Well, President Obama is meeting with big business leaders today, trying to dodge the fiscal cliff.
And lawmakers could be closer to a decision than it seems. KOCO's Hallie Jackson is live in Washington, D.C. Hallie, what's happening with the Business Roundtable today?
So Wendell and Maggie, top CEOs will be asking about how the fiscal cliff might impact their industries. The president today is keeping his focus on business leaders, as he mentioned, one day after he sat down with a financial network to slam the GOP plan for avoiding the fiscal cliff as not adding up. Speaker John Boehner gave it right back, though, saying the president has not demonstrated that he actually wants to avoid the cliff and asking for another offer from the White House. So, yeah, we're seeing tough talk on both sides from Democrats and Republicans, but some new reports indicate that both sides may be realizing they have to give a little, accepting some tax hikes, some spending cuts to avoid deeper cuts and higher taxes down the road in 2013. Live in Washington, I'm Hallie Jackson, KOCO Eyewitness News 5.
All right, thanks, Hallie. A text message could be the first step to stealing your money. The
scam banks are warning you about this morning and how you can protect yourself.
Costing you calories, lunchtime, favorite fast foods, over 1,000 calories each. It may be what you're thinking about today.
And car features for the elderly, what can help arthritis while driving and how to accommodate for surgeries. Also coming up, meteorologist Brad Souter with your weather on the 5s. 43 degrees. We have your traffic report straight ahead. You're watching Eyewitness News 5 in the morning, and we're glad you're here.
You're watching Eyewitness News 5 in the morning. Live, local, late breaking with Maggie Stokes, Wendell Edwards, First Alert Traffic with Rachel Calderon, and First Alert Weather with meteorologist Brad Souter. Now, Eyewitness News 5 continues.
Welcome back to you. 'Tis the season as we hang up Christmas lights. Safety should be top of mind.
And the Consumer Product Safety Commission has some ways to make that happen. We're joined by spokeswoman Patty Davis. So, Patty, what safety advice does CPSC have as we start decorating? I know men tend to climb up those ladders.
That's true. Those ladders can be especially dangerous, so make sure they're on level ground and that you have a spotter at the bottom. Also, about 14,000 people were sent to the emergency room just last year with holiday decorating related injuries. Christmas tree fires can be a big hazard as well. They can go up in a matter of seconds. So when you go to buy your tree at the lot, check these needles here, make sure that they're not falling off. If they are, that's a dried out Christmas tree and it can be a danger. And when you do get your tree home, make sure that you are watering it regularly. Now when it comes to lights, look at this one. This has a socket here that is smashed. The wiring is showing. You don't want to use that, nor do you want to use one if there is any of that wire showing through this plastic coating. If you have your lights outside, you want a ground fault circuit interrupter. In case there is a shock hazard, this will shut the electricity off and protect you and your family. Now, if you have small children, look at these breakable bulbs here, shattered into pieces. That's not only a hazard, it can cut your child, but your child can also swallow these pieces. So either put those way up high on the tree or make sure that you are using unbreakable. And of course, candles, beautiful for the holidays, but be extra careful. Maybe use battery operated candles instead. Wendell and Maggie?
Eddie, thank you. I have a story. When my daughter was 2, she tried to climb the Christmas tree to save the angel and broke one of our Christmas balls. So I know that from experience. Thank you very much for all that information.
Save the angel.
Save the angel.
Oh, family Christmas memories.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Gas prices headed down.
Maybe you're going on a road trip. There's a new warning about the type of gas you could fill up on. Plus, where you can find the least expensive gas in the metro.
Temperature is going to be heading up today, but you know what? They're way down this coming weekend with some really cold air. 38 this morning at the bus stop, 63 this afternoon. We'll talk about the latest information coming into the weather office about the wintry weekend. That's next.
Welcome back to Eyewitness News 5 in the morning, 6:15 on your Wednesday. It's cold this morning, but it's going to warm up, and we are tracking the chance for some winter weather finally coming our way. I just tweeted about this. It's December, perhaps the warmest on record, but yet there's snow in the forecast.
Snow in the forecast.
Global warming, so underrated.
You know, it's
don't tell that to a meteorologist.
Right. What's your Twitter handle?
KOCO Brad Souter. I'm tweeting about this storm
Say
as well.
yours.
Yeah.
Oh, Maggie A. Stokes.
And at Mr. Wendell 29. There we go.
There we got it. We got all that out of the way because
We need to get to the weather. Yeah.
I'm out of time. What? No. Got temperatures over the next couple days that are going to be trending a whole lot cooler. We've got some winter weather this weekend, as we've been tweeting about this morning. So let's get to the weather headlines and get to your forecast. Temperatures today, chilly morning. Mild temperatures continue turning wintry, though, coming in this weekend. Outside, we've got 30s and 40s. It's all dependent on where you live. And if you're in one of those more sheltered valleys, where say you're in a little lower elevation, you got a couple hills around you, you are colder this morning with the maximum radiational cooling taking place. 26 right now in Bartlesville, 41 in Oklahoma City, Enid right now, 34 degrees. Satellite and radar, nothing happening across Oklahoma, but it's what we're watching to the north and to the west of us. Rain, it's more rain for California. Come on already. But behind this, some colder air. In fact, let me take you farther north, get you into Canada, where temperatures in the Arctic are 40 below in Alaska this morning at, say, around Denali National Park. Not a great place to visit this time of year. Minus 10 to 20 farther southern Canada. All that cold air diving south. It's going to moderate a little bit once it gets closer to Oklahoma, but we're going to really shake off some of this and be much colder by next week. 65 today in the city, 67 in Woodward. Southeast wind about 10 miles per hour, and then get you to the next 7 days, where Thursday 67, Friday about 60 degrees. This weekend, Saturday still looks nice, but by Sunday we are talking about temperatures really falling. One cold front, rain changing to snow Sunday night into Monday. And there could be some light accumulation, say, Sunday night. Not too impressed with the amount of moisture, but the cold air certainly will be there. That's the latest on your First Alert forecast. Maggie and Wendell, back to you.
All right, I know the kiddos would be excited to see some snowflakes out there.
I will be too. It's Christmas.
Let's go look at the roads now with Rachel.
Yeah, we continue to follow late-breaking details out of Logan County. We know OHP is currently giving some information to our own Dan Thomas, who's at the scene of a deadly accident. This is at Western between Waterloo and Charter Oaks. For those of you who travel into the metro from that area, you definitely need to avoid it. We will get all the updated information in just a few minutes and keep you posted. throughout the morning. Meanwhile, OHP still working another rollover accident. This one is not one involving any injuries. This one's at Seward between Pine and Midwest Avenue there on the eastern part of I-35. Over to another live picture right now of Broadway Extension. We're seeing a lot more folks trying to get into the metro at this hour. From the Kilpatrick to I-44 should be about a 15-minute commute. Maggie Wendell, over to you.
Thank you, Rachel. We have a major consumer alert for you this morning.
Banks are warning of fake text messages about your bank account. The texts appear to be from your bank. They look real, warn of a negative balance, and then customers are asked to call a phone number to fix the problem. But to do that, customers have to give their debit card and social security card numbers. People have already filed several complaints about the issue. Experts say never share your personal information over the phone.
This morning, Calorie Counter counting what could be your favorite lunch items.
Here are a few of the top 20 fast food items over 1,000 calories. Double Carl's Jr. Burger, ooh, those are good, more than 1,500 calories. Hardee's Monster Thick Burger, more than 1,400 calories. Del Taco's Macho Beef Burrito, looks almost healthy now.
This is making me hungry.
1,200 calories. Health officials suggest if you must eat fast food, go for salads, peel the bun off your burger. Do whatever.
Now I need a snack. If you haven't filled up yet, take a listen. Oklahoma has the 4th lowest gas prices in the nation this morning. We're averaging $3.15 right now compared to the national average of $3.28 a gallon. The cheapest gas prices we found this morning, $2.95. That's $2.95. That's at Penn and Southwest 51st. AAA also has a warning too about E15 gas. That's with that ethanol blend. It says you should avoid it if you can until the government can do more tests on this fuel. There are reports that it could damage your car's engine.
AAA just released the best cars for grandma or grandpa. We tend to think the bigger, the better, right? Not necessarily the case. At least that's not all you should be looking for. For example, drivers with leg, knee, hip troubles need 6-way adjustable power seats for comfort. But of course, arthritic hands may benefit from a thicker steering wheel, keyless entry, and bigger buttons. Folks with poor vision, auto-dimming mirrors and displays help cut the glare. At the top of the list for the best cars, by the way, the Acura RDX. It's a 2013 model. That's followed by the Mercury Sable and Ford Taurus.
Amazon now marketing to kids with new game subscriptions. We have details on that more right now in your Morning Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon aims at kids. The online retail giant is starting a tablet subscription service for children's games, videos, and books. It's an effort to get more children ages 3 to 8 to use Amazon's Kindle Fire. Zeit is a free app that creates a personal news feed based on what you read about the most, and the Apple version gets an upgrade this morning. The Wall Street Journal's Katie Barrett has been checking Zeit every morning for nearly 2 years, but finds the new version a little awkward.
Now you really have to behave like you do with a regular glossy magazine. You have to swipe through several different pages to find exactly what you'd like to read.
Zeit is also available for Android and Windows mobile devices. And in about a year, an app on your smartphone can help you find your car keys, TV remote, or even a pet. The app tracks a Bluetooth sticker about the size of a quarter or tells you when the sticker moves too far away. Nice idea. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rob Nelson.
Late breaking in the morning, a car flattened. You can see there, off-duty officer we now know was killed in this crash. We're not sure where he is an officer for, what city he is from, or what agency, but we're working to find that out, and we have more with a live shot coming up in just a bit. Stay tuned for that. This is near Waterloo and Western.
We have new details in the case of a former CIA director, or the former CIA director, David Petraeus. He was once considered a presidential candidate. The Washington Post reports a group first approached him last year with the idea, and media mogul Rupert Murdoch from Fox News planned to bankroll Petraeus' campaign run. You know, he recently resigned in the wake of an affair. But Petraeus decided to decline the offer to run for president.
Let's get over and get a check of your forecast this morning.
Yeah, it's a cool start, and you're tracking some winter weather coming our way. But what's the temp right now, Mr. Brad Souter?
Oh, well, Wendell, we're starting off in the 30s to around 40 degrees. So it's a cooler morning, but the winds this morning certainly are on the light side. Sunshine through the day, 40s become 60s by noon. Similar weather compared to yesterday. For some reason, if you didn't dress right yesterday, another opportunity to get it right today. 62 in Ponca City this afternoon. Stillwater about 67. OKC in the metro about 65. Enjoy enjoy it because tomorrow we're going to get it again at 67, 60 on Friday, and then by Saturday a little bit cooler, Sunday into Monday much colder. Rain to snow accumulations, you know, it doesn't look like a whole lot of moisture, but if we get any accumulation, it'll be Sunday night into Monday. Maggie, Wendell, back to you.
Right now, crews are working to clean up a deadly crash.
Yeah, we just learned that an officer was involved in this deadly crash, an off-duty officer. We're working to get more information, and we'll bring you more information coming up in our next half hour.
Plus, drug testing at high schools set to take effect after winter break. We'll tell you where.
Late breaking in the morning, a car flattened, 2 people inside dead, one of them an off-duty officer. A live report straight ahead.
Late breaking in the morning, a violent night at a local hotel. First, a woman shot. What happened next as police searched for the shooter?
Will he stay or will he go? OSU head coach Mike Gundy's future up in the air. What we could find out today, that's all coming up right now.
Oklahoma's home for live local late-breaking coverage. Eyewitness News 5 in the morning starts right now.
Good morning, Oklahoma. I'm Maggie Stokes.
And I'm Wendell Edwards. It's 6:30. Thanks for waking up with us and starting your day. We're helping you understand the weather. It's a cold start this morning.
Yeah, a little chilly out there, but it sounds like it's going to warm up. Let's head over. Meteorologist Brad Souders in and tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning, Maggie, Wendell, and everyone watching. We are in the 30s to around 40 this morning. It's a cool start, but it's going to be another mild finish this afternoon. Some pretty comfortable weather back in across central Oklahoma. Current wind speeds, not a concern. So even though it's in the 30s at your house, you're going to find that it's going to feel comfortable. You can dress for it anyway, as it can be a whole lot colder feeling if you have the wind. So hour by hour, let me walk you through it here. We've got 40s this morning. Some clouds developing around 11 to 12 o'clock, around 60. 6 more hours of weather taking you through the afternoon. By 3 o'clock, 65. 5 p.m. the drive home about 58 degrees with just a few scattered clouds. Dry today on the 7-day, maybe not. Some rain, maybe some snow. We'll get you up to speed on the latest winter forecast for the weekend that's coming up. Weather on the 5s a little bit later on, but back to you at the desk.
Late breaking now this morning, a car flattened alongside a metro road. Inside, 2 people found dead.
And we just learned one of those people is an off-duty officer. KOCO's Dan Thomas is live near Waterloo and Western. Dan, you just talked with troopers.
Well, Wendell, that's right. And here's what they're telling us right now. They say that that vehicle actually went off the road about 100 yards away from where it ended up. It hit this culvert right here, and they say that's when the driver lost control. Take a look at this embankment here. We showed it to you earlier, how steep it is. They say that the car, once down in this ditch, came back out, went airborne, and at some point hit that electrical utility pole right there. You see part of the car actually ended up on the other side of that barbed wire fence. The car actually came to a rest on its roof right in the middle of Western here, right by that speed limit sign of 45 miles an hour. And here's what Trooper Betsy Randolph is telling us. They say that the car was going at an extremely high rate of speed. How high, they don't know exactly just yet. They say that the off-duty officer was not driving, rather he was a passenger. A female who's not been identified yet was in control of the car at the time of the crash, or at least at the wheel. They are trying to piece together the scene right now. We're told that in just a moment, when that off-duty officer's body is transported to the medical examiner, there will be a police escort. The agency that he worked with hasn't been disclosed just yet, but we're told that that agency will escort his body to the medical examiner's office here any moment. They are trying to clean up the scene. Again, Western between Waterloo and Charter Oak shut down right now after this deadly accident. Reporting live in Logan County, Dan Thomas, KOCO Eyewitness News 5.
Dan, thank you so much. Also late breaking this morning, a woman shot inside a room at an inn on the southeast side. She is now fighting to live.
And a man's recovering after being beat up just moments later at the same motel. Police, though, don't think the 2 crimes are connected. Police say the violence started when a man fired a shot from the parking lot you see here. A bullet hit a woman inside one of the rooms. The suspect is still on the loose this morning.
Now, this all happened at the Drover's Inn. This is on the southeast side, a place not a stranger to crime. Police are investigating this one, this time an assault. 1 man was taken to the hospital in that one. 2 more are under arrest.
To me, when I've been staying here, you know, it's just like seemed like a safe place for me. And I'm, you know, like I said, I never seen something like this happen before. And whenever I seen this, it like made me feel unsafe.
As for that shooting victim, at last check, she was in critical condition. A truck killed a man cleaning up debris along an Oklahoma highway. It happened Tuesday evening in Bryan County. Troopers say some items fell off the man's trailer, so they say he got out on the road, tried to pick up that debris to put it back on his trailer, and that's when a separate truck, slammed into the trailer. The man died at the scene. The driver of the truck was taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
Well, many of you buzzing about the future of OSU football coach Mike Gundy.
Yep, some Cowboys fans a little scared today, though we should get some answers for you. KOCO's Rachel Calderon joins us now. Now, Rachel, our sister station in Tennessee, the Volunteer State, reporting that Gundy interviewed for the head coaching job there at the other UT.
That's right, Maggie. Wendell, good morning. They are reporting that, but they're also reporting that Louisville's head coach appears to be the top candidate for the job at University of Tennessee. Now, on Tuesday, Gundy and OSU were very quiet about this issue, but we do know there's a lot to like about the University of Tennessee for Mike Gundy. It does have 6 national championships, but since 1998, the program has struggled, so there's a lot of rebuilding to be done there. When we went to Stillwater, some fans we spoke with were concerned. Others are confident that Gundy's ties to OSU will keep him here. Of course, we'll have to see what happens, and we will be following this closely. If we get a final decision, we'll make sure to pass that along to you. Reporting in the newsroom, Rachel Calderon, KOCO, Eyewitness News 5.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. Hot button issue.
It is. See if he stays or goes. Let's take a look at your weather on the 5s. Brad, are we going to be competing with the wind today? Got to hold on to the hair.
Yeah.
No, finally, no wind today. Light winds today, even lighter than what we had yesterday. So it's going to be a pretty nice day across the area. Chilly this morning. Still, a jacket will help you stay a little bit warmer. And in some neighborhoods, you may be getting a little ice scraping if your car's out chilling this morning, say in Stillwater, Enid, Ponca City, really just about everybody. Oklahoma City, at least at Will Rogers Airport, is 41 degrees. Other parts of the metro in the 30s this morning, so there may be some patchy frost in Oklahoma City this morning if you're in some of the cooler neighborhoods. Ardmore 68, Durant 68. Let's get you to the 7-day. I know a lot of people are talking about what's going on this weekend. I am tweeting about this storm as well and some of our thinking this morning. 67 Thursday, 60 on Friday. Cold front on Sunday, going to blow in some colder air, some rain changing to snow. Sunday night into Monday, accumulations look light. We'll talk more about the pattern change that could be on the way for Oklahoma, and your weather on the 5s coming up at 6:45. But for now, back to you.
Controversy over a sportscaster's comment.
This morning, Bob Costa is defending his actions about gun control. The reason? He isn't backing down.
Christmas decorations vandalized. An Oklahoma woman is heartbroken. The irreplaceable item stolen.
And contagious cell phones. Do you pull yours out when someone else is on theirs? We'll tell you the reason why, and you're not alone. Don't miss weather on the 5s. We have that deadly car crash at Waterloo and Western. All those details coming up after the break at 6:38. Thanks for being here.
You're watching Eyewitness News 5 in the morning. Live, local, late breaking with Maggie Stokes, Wendell Edwards, First Alert Traffic with Rachel Calderon, and First Alert Weather with meteorologist Brad Souter. Now, Eyewitness News 5 continues.
In just a few weeks, drug testing will start at all Edmond high schools.
And it has a lot of you talking this morning. We're told the testing only applies to students who participate in extracurricular activities. It says the testing will be monthly and random. But if a test comes back positive, there won't be any legal consequences at all.
If they're found to be positive for the first time, then they're actually not removed from any activity and they're not given any punitive punishment. Actually, under this policy, they're never given any punitive consequences. It's all to get assistance.
All to get help and let parents know. Now, this will start, the testing will, after winter break.
Deputies bust a large drug-making operation in the middle of a Muskogee neighborhood. They found 70 meth labs inside Brandon Jackson and Sylvia Starr's home. Deputies arrested the pair. The sheriff's office says this is part of a 3-week-long investigation, and they say they tracked the suspects down because of the large amount of pseudoephedrine they bought. Deputies say the mix of chemicals inside the home is extremely dangerous. In fact, city officials condemned the house. Oklahoma City police need your help finding the person who robbed a waitress. It happened at the IHOP on I-240. Take a good look. Police say this is surveillance video of the suspect inside the restaurant. You can see him there, just slinking behind the IHOP worker. Officers say he grabbed the ticket book, which her tips and took off. If you recognize the man, call Crime Stoppers at 235-7300. Well, it appears the Grinch has already had hard at work here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, so if you put up your Christmas decorations, you may be able to empathize with this Tulsa woman who says vandals messed up her nativity scene. Take a look. She says it broke her heart because her father-in-law bought it before he died. To make matters worse, the vandals stole baby Jesus out of the manger and replaced him with an egg. The woman is offering a cash reward for the return of baby Jesus to that nativity scene.
Wow. Well, your cell phone could be contagious.
It may sound crazy, but the reason researchers say we pull out our phones when we see others do the same.
Well, that made me inspired to pull mine out. I've been tweeting about the storm here this morning that's going to impact your weekend. Follow me on Twitter, KOCO Brad Souter. Coming up next, we'll talk about how much colder it's going to be around here and the snow chances.
6:45. Welcome back to Eyewitness News 5. It's time for your weather on the 5s. Grab that jacket this morning and then you can forget about it this afternoon.
Think so? Yeah, you know, and the wind's certainly not a factor today. So yeah, ditch the jacket. Enjoy it too, because you'll need it. It's going to be much, much colder coming in this weekend. You're going to need your winter wear. Will you need your snow shovel? Well, let's get a little more into that. Here are your weather headlines here on this Wednesday. Hope you're waking up well. Thanks for being with Eyewitness News 5 in the morning. Chilly morning this morning. Mild temperatures will continue, though, today and through about Saturday. And then it all changes, turning wintry by the back half of this coming weekend. It's 32 in Alva, 30 in Enid. Some of us will be scraping some frost off the windshield this morning. Maybe some areas in the metro. However, Oklahoma City at the airport is sitting at 41 right now. Satellite and radar, let me take you farther to the north and west, where yet California getting socked with another storm. This time, though, it's got some cold air in behind it, and that will be driving its way southward, and it's got its eyes set on Oklahoma. So let me show you how cold it is to the north. We've got minus 40 below this morning up around, say, Denali National Park, 30 below in Anchorage this morning, or Fairbanks, I should say, 10 to 20 above in southern Canada. 65 today, but enjoy because it's all going downhill. 65 in Clinton, southeast wind at 10. Here are the next 7. 67 tomorrow, 60 on Friday. By Saturday, 59. The cold front swings by Sunday, rain changing to snow, and there could be some really light accumulations. Now, the models aren't as impressive this morning. They're drier, so right now doesn't look like much snow at all, but we could see some flakes for the first time this season. You're now up to date on the latest forecast. Here's Rachel with traffic.
Good morning, Brad. Yeah, we continue to follow late-breaking developments out of Logan County. You're looking at the live picture here at Western near Waterloo. We know 2 people died in this accident. One of those victims was an off-duty law enforcement officer. Dan Thomas is on the scene trying to gather more information as this investigation continues. But just remember, Western between Waterloo and Charter Oaks shut down to traffic this morning. We have another accident, a new one that just came into our newsroom. This one at 178th and Rockwell Avenue. The one at Seward between Pine and Midwest. This one is still active. Shut down Seward. It is a rollover accident. Nobody was injured. Here's a live picture of Broadway Extension showing you the lanes that are southbound into the metro. Still getting busy at this time of the morning. Give yourself 20 minutes from the Kilpatrick to I-44. Maggie Wendell, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. This morning, Bob Costas not backing down from his controversial comments on gun violence.
Yeah, the renowned sportscaster reacted on air during Sunday Night Football to the murder-suicide of a Kansas City Chiefs player and his girlfriend. Take a listen.
If Javon Belcher didn't possess a gun, he and Cassandra Perkins would both be alive today.
That's what Mr. Costas says, and he says he wishes he had more time to explain what he meant. He says domestic violence, football, the gun culture itself, and possible substance abuse could all have been factors. He says the accessibility of a gun is not the only issue there.
This morning, we're waiting to find out if Kate Middleton will be released from the hospital. On Tuesday, it was reported she's feeling a bit better. When her husband, Prince William, left the hospital, he also seemed a little more relaxed than the day before. It's unclear how long the Duchess will be hospitalized. A local doctor told us she has a condition of acute morning sickness, usually eases after 20 weeks of pregnancy. Wow.
Good luck to her.
Maybe it's the crown on the little, no, I'm kidding. Today, Two very special Oklahoma girls will get to their first time to hear. And Wendell,
I love this story. Absolutely love it. We brought it to you a couple of weeks ago. Sisters Ruby and Kate from Ethiopia. They had cochlear implants put in last month. The Shastines from Tulsa adopted these two beautiful daughters. I was there when they had that surgery last month, but today is the big day that their lives truly will change. The girls will have those implants activated. They will turn them on and should be able to hear real sounds, real voices for the very first time in their lives. Our sister station in Tulsa will be there, and I'll bring you this heartwarming story. Look at her smile.
Beautiful girls,
Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News 5.
Can't wait for that story, Wendell. Thank you.
Girls are just dear to my heart since I have two beautiful girls of my own. Your cell phone may be contagious.
A new study shows the act of pulling out your cell phone makes others do the same. It was conducted by the University of Michigan. It shows about 40% of us instinctively look at our cell phones if we see someone else doing it. Researchers say there's two things that could cause this. It's either reminding us to do something like check our email, or seeing others interact makes us want to interact socially. So you may want to check your Facebook. Maybe send out a tweet.
I do it all the time.
It's so true. Ahead, in 5 to go, a car flattened. Inside, 2 people dead.
One of them, an off-duty officer, will take you live to the scene with what's happening straight ahead in 5 to go.
We want to catch you up on late breaking news of the morning in 5 to go.
We start with a crash that killed an off-duty police officer and another woman. KOCO's Dan Thomas is live at Western and Waterloo. Dan, what's happening right now?
Well, guys, Western is still shut down. It'll probably be shut down on through the morning rush hour. Right now, here's what we know. Oklahoma Highway Patrol says that a Porsche was driving along Western here. It hit this culvert, came down in the ditch at some point, actually when airborne, hit a utility pole and then wound up on its roof right in the middle of Western here, just on the other side of that fire truck. Now, we do know that, as you said, the passenger in that car was an off-duty officer of some sort. We don't know the agency yet, but here's what we do know, that Oklahoma City Police are out here on the scene. They're preparing to make some sort of statement. They do want to notify the family of the officer as well as the female driver. Again, both passed away right here at the scene after this accident here on Western. Reporting live in Logan County, Dan Thomas, KOCO Eyewitness News 5.
So sad. All right, thank you, Dan. A woman shot inside an inn, now in critical condition.
Also, a man's recovering after being beat up just moments later at that same motel. This all happened at the Drovers Inn on the southeast side. Police don't think the two crimes are connected, but it all started when a man fired a shot from the parking lot that hit the woman inside her room. Police are still looking for that suspect. Just moments later, someone assaulted a man. 2 people could face charges for that incident. A statewide manhunt is happening right now. It's in search of a convicted killer.
Jason Bales escaped from prison. He's serving a life sentence for the 2006 murder of a local mother. Prison officials say there's no indication where he might be. Officers say he could be on the way to the metro.
Tulsa University, today we get answers about OSU coach Mike Gundy. Is he staying or going?
Yeah, our sister station in Tennessee is reporting that, Mike Gundy interviewed for the team's head coach position. But Louisville's head coach might be the top candidate. Tennessee could attract Gundy, though. Some sources say with its, history, 6 national championships the last few seasons, the team had losing records. Of course, we'll keep you updated throughout the day right here on Eyewitness News 5 and on KOCO.com.
6:55. So last look at your weather on the 5s. It's a cold start. You're going to need that jacket this morning.
A little bit cooler this morning, maybe some frost on your windshield in some neighborhoods. Temperatures outside are in the 30s and maybe lower 40s. 30 at Enid this morning. Altus 32. Oklahoma City about 43 right now. We're heading up to the 60s again. Light winds this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine. Just a couple scattered clouds later on in the day. And this weekend, new model run just came into the weather office Sunday night. There may be too much dry air now working in, the moisture heading out before it gets cold enough to snow. So not too impressed. We'll keep watching, and we have some time to change that, right? That's the latest forecast. Here's Rachel with traffic.
We are still following late breaking developments out of Logan County. Western between Waterloo and Charter Oaks shut down because of that deadly accident. We have another accident, a rollover at, I should say, 178th and Rockwell Avenue and Broadway Extension southbound lanes. 15 minutes from Kilpatrick to I-44 right now.
Moment. This is Derek Schnell's last day here at KOCO.
He's a guy in the purple. He's our executive producer.
He's heading to Kansas City.
He'll be
the executive producer there. KMBC's lucky to have you. Enjoy sleeping in, Derek. Everybody have a great Wednesday.